Hi, everybody. I hope everybody is staying safe, staying positive, and for as much as you can, staying in. Since March 16th, 51 days ago, Kathy's been teleworking and serving survivors of crime. And I have to say, our advocates, case managers, therapists, operations people, as well as our attorneys, have really been doing a fantastic job. We've engaged over 243 survivors, managed to get several people to emergency safe havens. And we've even relocated someone to California in partnership with the state's attorney's office. So I'm just so proud of the work that we've been doing. We're grateful for the Greater Washington Community Foundation, who has helped us to acquire laptops and cell phones so our case managers and therapists can even be more effective. So thank you, Community Foundation. And we've posted, the numbers of support that we've been providing. But we thought, what better way to show you what we're doing than to have some of our clients share their story with you. And so today we've invited two of our clients to speak with you briefly about their experience, because we are here to help. Bye, everybody, and stay safe. So all we're just asking is you kind of, share your story briefly, and then how we helped you during this time of during the COVID-19.
So I keep in pretty good contact with my caseworker. And so I was actually in Florida for part of the time. And due to some family things and just their pressure of, wanting me to be close during this time, I came back to Maryland. So when I got back to Maryland, I ended up getting stuck at the airport, no place to go because my family felt like, you've been on an airplane, you've been around people we don't know, it's not safe, so you can't come home. So obviously, that was a surprise to me because if I had known that, I would have just stayed where I was.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up, being at the airport, not allowing myself to panic, just trying to figure something out. But obviously, nobody was comfortable with coming to get me or having me stay there. So I ended up using the last bit of my money to stay in a hotel for a night. And my family had paid for about 2 more nights and brought me some food and things. But it wasn't really any help because they wanted me to stay quarantined for the full 14 days before I could come home. So
Mm-hmm.
that's when the panic started setting in, and I'm like, I don't have any money. I'm a furloughed worker, so there's no, constant flow of money coming in from that, and I didn't really know what to do. So I thought about my caseworker, and just to, pull at some straws and try some things, I contacted her, and she was really good about keeping in contact with me and updating me, even with down to keeping me calm and telling me that I'm doing okay, that I'm doing well and that it's going to be okay. And, trying to ask me about, family and other options and things like that. So with that, it was comforting because it was constant contact and I had a lot of runaround and a lot of people, just not answering and not calling back and things like that. And it's a scary situation. So, she ended up having to contact a couple of people herself for me, which I really appreciated because I don't want to say she went out of her way because,
Mm-hmm.
that I guess that would be her job toward me, but her attitude toward it is what made it different. And she ended up contacting her manager, her higher up, and they worked together and with me to figure out how we could book my room for the rest of that week up until the point where I should have been getting a check from my job. I didn't end up getting the check from my job, but it was literally just enough, to get me through the week and for me to find another option or somewhere to lay my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just overjoyed and overly grateful because I didn't have any other way of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I have faith in God, and I knew that something would come through, but blind faith is different. You don't see the light at the end of the tunnel yet, so it's scary. But I just had to continue telling myself it will be okay. And when she told me that they were able to vouch for me and book the room for me, it was like so much weight lifted off of my shoulders.
Mm,
And it was seriously the biggest help ever because, like I said, I didn't see any other options at that time.
mhm.
So Cassie ended up, like I said, paying for the room, and even after, telling me to keep them updated and to see what else, could come in the future. But after that, the next time I spoke to my caseworker was about the interview, and I had absolutely no issues or, apprehension about doing it because I appreciate all the help that Kathy has given me. Seriously.
Well, that's so great because I'm sure there's more people that perhaps would be in your shoes in between, places.
hmm
So, have you been able to?
So for now, my focus is just on me, not
Right.
on anything else, and just getting to a place where I do feel safe and I do feel at peace because that's what any woman needs,
Mm.
a human being, period, but a woman who's, been through some things. It's time for me to have my own and be safe in that.
Right, right. Oh, okay. Well, we so appreciate you sharing your story.
Oh, my
So
pleasure.
appreciative of that, and we're also glad that we were able to help and keep you safe during, your transition.
Yes,
Although I know you're still transitioning, but sounds like you're taking steps forward, so that's a good thing.
yes.
Hmm.
Every step is a step. And my daddy used to always tell me if you take a step, God will take 3 to 10 more. So that's the focus.
That is true. That is true. Okay. Well, again, we do appreciate you coming on, Miss um, Fowler, and continue to work with your case manager. And certainly, if there's anything else that we can do, you could always come back to us for help.
I really appreciate you all.